Hi traders, I'm going to show you in this video step by step how we analyzed and traded the euro dollar in our live trading room this week. So what follows from this introduction is the actual live analysis from our trading room, going from the weekly preparation session we did on Sunday, and then every day, every trading day during the week. Monday wasn't a trading day. And what you're looking at now is the current live market of the euro dollar. Our approach was to short the market down to the 1.04 level and then go long here and play this back to the upside. The idea is that we're going to go above the previous pivot high here on the weekly chart into this 1.06 level. And you can see this is what's playing out. The day hasn't closed yet. As we go into tomorrow, what may happen on Friday is we may pull back again, but most likely we're going to break above this area and land in this 1.06 area. Okay, that's what the odds are at the moment. So watch the video to the end and you'll see how we do it as it's playing out before this has actually happened, how we're thinking. Again, anyone can look at a market afterwards and go, oh, sell here, buy here, and take it higher. But what you're going to see in the video that follows is interpreting the market, reading the market as it's playing out, and you'll see how we approach it. You may not understand everything at this point, but what I will do is I invite you to come and join our live trading room, and then you'll see and learn from us day by day. And again, we trade other markets besides the euro, but what I wanted to do, this would be too long a video otherwise, just to show you, give you a taste of the level of accuracy we have at reading the market. And again, that's level 1. Level 2 is how to take that and actually develop for yourself a profitable trading plan. Okay, just reading the market alone is not enough. You've got to be able to know how to engage it, which is stage 2. But first and foremost, if you don't know how to read the market, you won't be able to trade it, because what are you doing? So a strategy alone is not enough. I always say that. You need to read the market, you need to have a trading plan, you need to have a strategy, and you need to put it all together. And you have to also be in the right place, in the right frame of mind to trade. Okay, enjoy the video, and this is the first one I've put out in a long time. Hope you enjoy it, and I look forward. You can write comments below and come and join our trading room. Hi everyone, and welcome to the TradeSmart live trading room weekly preparation session. Let's look at the euro. And the euro, you can see we're coming back from underneath this area as well, similar. And we've put in, this is yet to make a higher high, but we do have a higher low here. And here we do have a higher low and higher high. And this is now a significant pivot. And this was also a novice gap down into demand after already going down for 2 days. And we moved up above this area into this level. So let's leave this in because we may pull back and potentially go higher. Let's go to a 4-hour chart, and you can see the same here. Reversal bar, pull back into this area a number of times. You see that? And then we pull back above, so we can move that. This becomes demand. Notice the pull back into this area as well, and now we're catching over here. So that's above there. There's a big drop down, so this should, well, may go up, but we've also got supply overhead. So let's see, we could potentially mark this out, and also, yeah, that's just, yeah, let's leave it like this. Perfect. Okay, down to the hourly chart. And you can see these levels. Look at where it stopped here. Look at that. And then we broke above this. This becomes demand here. But notice we peaky boo. This is very typical. It's probably news or whatever. It came below this area here. And then we'd already taken out the highs on this bar. So we're going higher on the move back. So what we could do is, let's see, let's just mark the tail here. And over here, basing to go up, what does it do? It goes down first. And there's your pullback. And then same thing, move up, pullback, and it's failing to go up, which means we may actually go down. We've also got another level. Let's mark this just slightly higher. It's so far holding this area just about. Okay, so let's take this through from the monthly chart down on the euro. So here we can say on the monthly chart, we're between supply and demand. It's not yet, it was demand. It's not yet become supply. It may become supply. Between supply and demand, we're pointing still to the downside. The month hasn't closed. We did put in a lower low, so we're looking for a lower high. Now, on the weekly chart, we are between supply and demand. We're pointing now to the upside. And we did put in a higher, well, where did we put? This was a higher high, funny enough, above this pivot. And we were looking for a higher low. Did we get the higher low last week? Well, that's the higher low. It's higher than this low. So this week, outlook is higher high. So we're looking for this to at least move above this previous pivot high. Now, daily chart. We are, here we can say at supply, pointing to the upside. And initially we were looking for, remember, lower high. We were looking here, lower high, lower low, lower high. We're looking for a lower low, but what did we get? Higher low. So there is a change. Once you get the higher low, what do you expect? Higher high. So we got higher low, higher high. Now we're looking for potentially a viable pullback. Pullback that will produce a higher low and continue going up. Remember, this is what we expect. If something changes, like I showed you here, it means something else is happening and you can go with that. We're not predicting the market. We're just reading the market and we know what's likely to happen next unless it doesn't. And then something else will likely happen. Euro, again, I think this is probably going to put in a higher high, but it's going to pull back first. And that's what it looks like it's doing. It's broken this level. We're in the third time here, so probably break, and then we've got a tradable void down. So I'm looking for this to move down. So price direction currently on the daily chart is, well, it's to the upside, but look at what's happening. It's pulling back from this area the second time, so it's probably going to, imagine it's probably going to pull back down here if it doesn't hold this area. And it probably, I mean, it looks like that's what it's going to do. So price direction currently on the daily chart is up. But it's after quite a nice move to the upside, and we started to pull back. Pullback's viable pullback, but albeit, and also we're on the other side of this as well. So, yeah, it's a bit tricky. But currently we've got price direction. It looks like I think the 4 hour here is still to the downside. Yeah. So 4 hour down. Let's assume 1 hour is down. But basically, between supply and demand, we're kind of hovering between those levels. I'd say that put us a bit more short bias. So long as we don't, if we close up again, then, you know, it's a bit kind of super choppy. I'm currently short from a trade I took earlier. I'm currently short the euro, looking for a move down into this 1.04 down here. You see, we've got a nice tradable void below here. So I'm positioned already for this, so long as it doesn't go above here. So I'm looking for this. You can see we bounced off this area once, twice, 3 times. And generally, I mean, what are the odds here? The odds here is probably going to pull, well, it's probably going higher, as we said, but we're pulling back first. And that's what I'm looking for. Okay, 2 trades from yesterday. Euro, we said down to like 1.04 area. It's not quite there, but it got very close. So you can see, I mean, it did take a bit of time. As we said, this is a viable pullback, so we may start around this area, somewhere around here, we may start to see movement up. Right, let's have a look at the euro. The euro is probably doing the opposite. It's probably looking to, we've already put in a higher low, high above this, but not above there. And we're not quite down at this level yet. But you can see how the market works. You see how we drift to the upside to go lower. So let's mark out this. It's really this level we drifted into if we were to mark it there. But let's go with this one. This is one intraday, and this is a short here, right up there and right down. And again, anywhere in this bar, if you go to the top of the bar, that's demand. And now we've got price direction pointed to the upside. So that's what we're probably going to do. We're probably going to get the initial move up, but it's not quite where in the best location. I'm also kind of going a bit sideways. So price direction daily chart is to the downside. We've got the dollar down and the euro down, which is not great. So it means choppiness most of the time. Price direction on the 4-hour chart is to the downside. On the 1-hour chart, we're to the upside. Again, for those of you who don't know what price direction is, it's just our way of looking at the candlesticks to know immediately what direction price is moving. And currently it's moving to the upside on the hourly chart, but downside here, downside here. And we know this is a buyable pullback. So this could be where we start engaging on the long side again. And the way to be really sure about it is when the trend changes here, we move up, pull back, put in a higher low or something like that. So we've been pretty spot on this week with direction and how the market would play out. What did we say, if you remember, about the euro? What did we say about the euro? A buyable pullback going down to the 104 area. We said this when we were up here at the beginning of the week. Yeah. So look what happened down to this 104. Look, it basically hit 1.04. And we said once it hits this area, it's the buyable pullback. We're looking for this to continue to the upside, and albeit it's a bit choppy, but we have had some nice moves, albeit during, here was a nice move. What did we say yesterday? You guys remember what we said yesterday? When this was moving up, we said you can play on the long side, but it's not going to go further than, we said, 1.0440. You remember we said 1.0440? Look where it hit, 1.0440. And this is where you wanted to short it and get it down. There's another trade here. And if you could have waited and got in on this move. And then once you hit this 1.04, it's a long back again. And we get, this is where we are at the moment. Isn't that cool? You guys remember I said that yesterday. We're thinking, if you think about like a chess game, we're thinking a few moves ahead of the market and planning out what the market's going to do based on the bigger time frame. We said it's a bullish market, We may be probably going to make a higher high here. This is a bearish market, but it's an extended move below demand. So we're going to get a snapback. Plus it's a base, and there's a possibility this base could get bullish. So we see this pullback here, we see this move, and still based on the weekly time frame, we should be making a higher high. We've still got, as we get towards the end of the week. So we played on the short side at the beginning of the week on the euro. And now we're thinking potentially of going long. Again, this could continue going further to the downside, but look at where we got 1.04, and look at where it bounced. I mean, this is, pretty cool, especially in a market that's not an easy one to trade at the moment. Okay, so, and again, these principles apply to any market. Pullbacks in bullish markets are usually bearish on the larger time, on the smaller time frames. We did take out a pivot here, but we're into this other area. So let's see if we can kind of get this a bit more exact now based on the current price action. Let's just mark the top. And then we've got this area spiked up. So this is where we are now. You see, we're just touching this area. And this is our kind of line in the sand. This is kind of bullish as well, because we took out, I mean, from here it's a pivot, but we took it out over here. We haven't taken out this level yet. So it could be a bit rocky. And we'll go, and again, look at the moves that we had on this pullback. And we said, remember, we said earlier on in the week, if this area is not taken out, remember I shorted it somewhere around here, and I sat through all this, and I was looking for the move down to 1.04. Well, it happened. You just have to kind of be patient and let it happen. Can't force it to happen. You don't know the journey it's going to take, but it got there in the end. And my stop was above here, so entry was here, stop was above here, and target was down there at 1.04. So price direction on the daily chart here is to the downside. Remember, buyable pullback. On the 4-hour chart, currently to the upside. And on the 1-hour chart, I'm assuming we're going to turn to the downside again. In terms of supply and demand, and let's go with between on both, also putting us kind of more neutral. So is this the end of the pullback, and we're starting, this is the start of the move up now? If you've gone in down here, it's fine. Back up to this level. So we said, you can see this is the buyable pullback, and you can see it's playing out. So you can start again. If you're trading earlier, getting in yesterday around midday down here is the best place to do it. And then you're holding for it to take out the highs into 1.06 as kind of the bigger trade. I'm buying on pullbacks. Kevin's excellent. Kevin, you're around. Kevin's excellent at doing that. And if it fails, guess what? You still make money because you're in here and you're already profitable. You can take something out here and buy back on the pullback. It's just knowing where you are. You don't want to be engaging the trade here. This is, you could take something here, but we have like this V-shaped pattern, and this is supply in this kind of upward moving market. So it's probably going to break. To go higher, it will probably break and then pull back. We'll probably come here. This level will probably break as well. And remember, the beginning of the week, we were looking to short it down into this area, which is how the market played out. Here and here and here, 3 legs down or 3 swings down. You had one here as well. And now we're in kind of upward motion after the pullback. But this is not the place, if you think about it, that you want to go in long. You want to be in already earlier on in the day, London session. Here, right at the London Open, you could be in. Okay, it hasn't done very much so far, but it's got to a first area, and then if it breaks, it probably pull back again.